Hello there, and welcome. Well, here it is, a Tuesday, and we're all together, and that's a wonderful thing. This is going to be my final discussion of group work, and it's just about brainstorming ideas of things that will help and reactions to things that I think will help. I used group work with all sorts of stuff. Probably the single most successful use of group work was with my seniors, and at the school where I did Dante's Inferno with the seniors. So after we'd read it, they had the responsibility of creating they had to create a representation of either a circle in hell or all of hell, and it would be displayed in the hall. Now, they got that choice, they worked on it, they did the work together, they did the display, and these are 17 and 18-year-old people, so they're grown-ups, so they can do amazing things. And other students came and looked at those displays and discussed the displays, they discussed the content, and they actually told me, I can't wait till I'm a senior so I can do that. So I can read that work and I can create that thing. And by the time I was finished teaching at that school, the presentations were really pretty awesome. If I had been forward thinking, I might have taken a lot of pictures and offered them. And they had limited value after that. But that's one of those where it worked, and it worked more than once. And the more I presented it, the more I refined it and got it figured out so that the students did well and I thought their pieces were beautiful. Now, I've had kids do all sorts of things, like making Mirkwood when we read The Hobbit, and they doing maps and little images, little figures. I had them do videotapes. They did movies of Julius Caesar. They did play presentations of West Side Story. One class, we had a Chaucer dinner where I would serve like traditional English tea food, and they would come and get into costume as the characters and take a test as groups for the Chaucer dinner, and they would have to be one of the characters in Chaucer's work. So, the Canterbury Tales, he never finished those. And so it also is a kind of a thing for them to think about, wow, he didn't finish. He gave himself a project that he didn't finish. The videos, the plays, the movies, all the different activities they did had varying levels of success and beauty. And that is one of the things I want to prepare you for and encourage you with. Those videos were terrible. Nobody would ever want to see those videos. But students learned so much doing them. That's how I discovered that students who are learning English as a second language, if they participate in making a video and they do the film editing, they edit the pieces together, because when we did the videos, we would do at least 3 shots, a master shot and then shots on the speakers as they went back and forth. And the students that did the editing listened to it over and over and over again. And doing that was incredibly powerful on teaching them English, because they learned to listen to English, they learned how it sounds, they learned different accents, because my other students had different accents. They were from different regions and even different countries. So their learning was greatly improved by that, even though the videos were pretty terrible. So the thing is, it is the journey with group work. Their participation, their work together can sometimes yield beautiful things. And the more experienced you are, the more you can make subtle suggestions about ways to improve what they're doing. You can come up with ideas that really make things pop. And students will come up with ideas, and the next year you'll have that idea and you'll be able to say, hey, let's try this. Like writing out something really wonderful and then gluing it to foam core and cutting it out with an X-Acto knife and it pops out of the poster. That kind of stuff if you aren't an art major, you don't know about it unless you see somebody do it. And then you go, oh, wow, that's amazing. So I want to encourage you to try to think of group work in a way that's creative and fun for you, and don't expect it to be professional level beautiful, and don't think that it's a failure if it's not. If they do a crappy job, if you have groups that argue with each other, even if it has a real problem of pushing you because you have to spend extra time cleaning, that's one thing you learn. You learn ways to teach them to clean up their mess, but you do deal with messes, and it can be very challenging and very upsetting. I won't lie to you on that. But if you try group work and you go ahead and give it more than 1 year try, the more times you do it, the better it's going to get. And eventually, I'm suspecting that you may learn to love group work as much as I did. And that's it for today. I hope you have a glorious rest of the day, and I hope you see me again soon. You gorgeous people.